Hello everyone, my name is Shamika, aka Paging Eileen, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, how are you? And to all my subscribers, thank you and lovely to see you again. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with a Naturopathic Medical Student, the space where we answer questions that sometimes we don't know how to ask while also getting real about the naturopathic medical student experience. Now, I am a former allopathic medical student navigating the world of naturopathic medical school and currently in my second year. This episode is all about recommendations or tips to help you get through or thrive in online naturopathic medical school. In our last online medical school episode, we tackled the question of what it's like going to medical school online and how to manage this new normal. Now, if you have not seen that episode, no worries. There should be a little card that pops up right about here, or maybe here, somewhere up here, so that you can get caught up. I will also put the link to that video in the description box below. This is also a perfect time for me to encourage you to subscribe to this channel because here we're all about keeping it real and giving you a glimpse into the world of a naturopathic medical student while also providing motivation and encouragement. So hit that bell so that you can get notified when new videos are uploaded. Now, let's get started. Hold up. Before we deep dive into our advice conversation, there's some things I want to get off my chest. Consider these reminders or real facts aimed to encourage and bring awareness. There is a misconception that in professional school you will be spoon fed the information or that your lectures will be fruitful. This is not 100% true because 7 times out of 10, you usually feel confused when you go through a lecture, at least in the basic sciences, maybe even beyond. Just like high school and college, there will be some good and bad instructors, depending on your learning style. Sometimes an instructor can be bad for you based on your learning style. So keep this in mind as you may have to do some adjustments in order to have success while attending lectures and writing notes. Be prepared. There will always be that one student that has a lot of questions that you may feel are unnecessary. Now, this is not to say that asking questions is bad, but sometimes the questions feel like they were Googled and then rearranged into a question. Although your lecture is the space to ask questions, sometimes if you're like me, you may not have any questions, and that's okay. Remember, this is new information that is being hurled at you, so your reaction is either to catch it or duck and figure it out later. Therefore, focus on being consistent and implement a routine aimed at comprehension and simple memory anchors. Okay, I'm good now. Here are my tips to help you get through online medical school. Number one, treat online classes like real classes to your best ability. Now, I can tell you from my experience, there have been numerous times where I have woken up 30 minutes before class with literally enough time to wash my face, brush my teeth, and hopefully change out of my pajamas and sign into class. And believe me, you will have some of those days. So if they happen, accept them, get through the day, and we will do better tomorrow. Nonetheless, there will be temptation to take a chill approach to your classes since they're online and you're not forced to physically sit in a classroom. So naturally, you're going to be more relaxed with how you participate and show up for your class. By treating your online classes like real classes, this will give you a sense of structure and allow for you to stay focused on the task at hand. I have found that I'm a little more distracted now that classes are online, so having a schedule or a routine is so helpful. Number two, create a designated workspace so that this becomes your study and or lecture space. Now, this can mean different things for different people. This is also dependent on your overall space. I would recommend having a specific table or desk or section of space with adequate lighting dedicated to studying and or going to class. By doing this, you are mimicking the location association that you would get if you had to physically go to class. Sometimes you may feel the need to have a change of scenery, which is 100% okay. Therefore, you may want to study in a new environment, especially if you have to sit through a long lecture. Number 3, maintain a routine. When you're physically in class, the location alone creates a routine, meaning you know what class is happening where and at what time. When you move to online classes, your routine changes a bit because your location has changed. Therefore, there's a necessity to create a routine that accommodates your new normal. This includes going to bed at a reasonable hour, managing your study blocks, and taking meaningful breaks. So that could be you watching a 20-minute show. As a matter of fact, whatever streaming service you have, during your free time, figure out what shows you're going to watch and what shows are within a certain time frame. And in addition to that, you can even take a walk during your breaks. Now, keep in mind of the time zones. I cannot tell you how many times I have showed up either too early for class or late for a study session because I got the time zones completely mixed up. And don't get me started with daylight savings time. That's a whole nother frustration. So we're not even going to go through that. Number 4, be real about your calendar and to-do lists. You will know what projects you have, assignments, and exams you will have to tackle. So put those on your calendar and make the appropriate tasks to help you prepare and complete said items. Now, make your tasks specific, meaning you should avoid broad or what I call umbrella tasks. For example, let's say you have an exam in 3 weeks. You have been given a study guide that you know you have to fill out. On your calendar, you would put in the specific exam date. But when you're establishing your to-do list, you simply put fill in study guide or complete study guide. These are what I would consider umbrella tasks because to complete one thing on your list will require several iterations or steps. A study guide is never just one question and usually comprises several questions that require you to do additional research. Therefore, if you have, let's say, 30 items to fill in, break it down into groups of 5, and over the course of 6 days, you will have an opportunity to tackle them or at least have 6 mini study sessions within whatever timeline or deadline you have set for yourself. By making your task specific, it will allow for you to gain a sense of accomplishment as you're able to check off items on your list faster than if you were to have broad tasks, which would take more time to check off, leading you to feel as if you're moving too slow or failing at this whole med school thing. Number 5, be relatively healthy. Here's the reality: stress, anxiety, and fear of failure will always lurk in the background no matter how hard you try to ignore them. Therefore, being relatively healthy means that you have to take strides to maintain or improve your mental and physical health in a way that works best for you and your process. With that said, here are a few things that I would suggest you be mindful of or add to your routine. Number 1, wear compression socks. These socks are specifically designed to apply pressure to your lower legs, thereby helping you maintain adequate blood flow and reduce any discomfort, achiness, or swelling. I consider these socks part of my uniform, and I don't shy away from colors and patterns. I am all about preventing deep vein thrombosis, so if you're going to be sitting for long hours, I would encourage you get yourself a pair of these socks. They're on Amazon. I actually will put the link in the description box below. You're welcome. Health tip number 2, stay hydrated. I have a bad habit of when I'm studying, I'm so focused on the work, I forget to drink water. I know that is a bad habit. So I've actually had to force myself to stay hydrated via water app. And believe me, that is still a struggle. So I'm a work in progress. So drink up. Health tip number 3, exercise. Within the craziness of being a medical student, there will be fatigue. And with the advent of school being online, you'll be sitting down the majority of the time. So make sure you stand up every once in a while or walk around just so you can prevent any muscle fatigue. Also, add in an exercise session so that you can block out that time to dedicate towards your physical and mental fitness. Health tip number 4, dress for class. By that I mean put on some clothes and don't be showing up to class in your pajamas because you never know when you may need to turn that camera on. Now, I'm not saying you have to come to class all decked out. What I am encouraging is that you get a uniform. Remember, I said part of my uniform was the compression socks? Now, this could be comfortable clothes that allow for you to look put together and help you feel good about yourself and also encourage productivity and positivity. Being online creates this environment that we don't have to try as hard because nobody's going to see us, so to speak. From my experience, I feel like the days run together, so it helps if you have school clothes. Health tip number 5, invest in blue light protection. Since your world has an increase in screen time, the eye strain is real, and I didn't even know blue light was a thing until we started going online. Do you know how many years I just wore glasses, not thinking that the fatigue was from me staring at a screen? My goodness. So, I encourage you to invest in blue light blocking glasses or even a screen for your laptop or desktop. You can find the glasses and even the screens on Amazon. There are also websites like Zenni Optical and Zlol where you can get reasonably priced prescription glasses with the added blue light protection. I have actually purchased glasses from both of those websites and they are budget friendly while also being fashion forward. Health tip number 6, mind your posture. Ergonomics is going to be your new word and what you're going to aim for when it comes to doing this whole med school online thing. With over 8 hours of lecture plus study time, having comfortable seating as well as having good posture and lumbar support will be a priority. This includes making sure that your computer or laptop is at eye level so that you're not bending your head down or slouching just so you can look at your screen. To fix this, I would encourage the use of a laptop stand, and I will put the link in the description box below to the one that I use. When it comes to the whole seating situation, this could be a cushioned rolling or stationary office chair. Make sure that it has armrests and that you actually have the option of adding a seat cushion. I will put the link in the description box below for that as well. The words online medical school, virtual learning, or Zoom university have become trending topics. A lot has changed in these current times, and if you are a new medical student or a current medical student, this new normal is an adjustment for everyone, even your school. So I encourage you to be patient with yourself, your peers, and your instructors. I hope you found these tips helpful. Let me know in the comment sections below any questions or concerns you may have. If you are just starting online medical school, or if you're currently in online school, how has it been going? Now, don't leave me hanging in these comment section now. We're all in this together, so I want to hear your feedback. As always, I leave you with 3 things. Number 1, success is never, and I mean never, achieved alone. Number 2, always keep an eye open, meaning that you should be open to learning new things. And number 3, best of luck in your naturopathic medical school journey. See you in the next episode. Adios.